Well, hello. I said I'd be back with a Tampa Red selection, and so today I'm going to try to teach his marvelous song, The Denver Blues. It's one of the most unique blues instrumentals that I've ever listened to. I love the energy of the song. I love the way the bass lines fall in it, and it's not redundant. He does what I consider to be those Mozartian principles of the blues, which is to have a theme, and then to have a variation upon the theme, and another variation upon the theme, and so on. It's a four-part song, and so we'll try to get to the bottom of this today. This is Tampa Red's Denver Blues. So there you have it, The Denver Blues by Tampa Red. So this is a four-part song, so we're going to go into the first part. The biggest challenge of this song I've found is where the bass notes have to fall. So they're a little bit unique in the way they come into it. It's not always the drone that you have or a monotonic bass, and it's not the... It doesn't have that railroad type thing that you have in D tuning. And which, by the way, we are in D tuning, which is D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. Better known as the railroad tuning. So let me talk about a couple of principles before we get started on part one. And that is maybe how you want to hold the slide. Now, I've seen the slide held many different ways by different artists, and whatever works for each person, obviously is the way that you should do it. It's not written in stone. I use it on the little finger, which is kind of more of a traditional method. A lot of people will use it on the third finger. I like to have what they call a little bit of the three-finger thing, where I can use my third finger as somewhat of a downforce thing, and it holds the slide in place. And then I use my second finger as a mute, which kind of eliminates some of those scratchy it cuts down on some of the ambient things that you get with string vibration against the slide. So it's known as a mute finger. And I'll use in the right hand a great deal of the time, first or little finger as kind of a mute. I'll put it on there on strings I'm not playing, like on the first string. I'll hang it up there so I don't have that tone going on if I don't want it. The other thing that you have to remember about slide guitar is, to a great degree, you have to have a vibrato going on. So imagine, if you will, just a straight line, and then your slide's coming across that straight line. Well, it's pretty hard to get that one area of the slide at perfect pitch if you're not moving. So it's kind of an audio illusion when you play slide. You're going over and then back under. So it's back and forth. And the pitch that you actually hear is the one in the center. So you get a center line with the fret, and you go over it and behind it. So your ear gets tricked into hearing that tone. So it's going to be impossible to stay on pitch if you just try to do the slide just staying level. So I would recommend that you get a vibrato. And you got the slow vibratos, and then a nice fast one. And the fast one has a tendency to make the pitch sound like it's on pitch. So that's my recommendation to you on that. So let's get into the song here. And you do have to have the slide on top of the guitar. If you get it too far over like that, well, you get too much of the neck tones, and we all get that when we play slide. So you notice when I'm playing that, I'm blocking the upper strings. So I'm using fingers in the right hand as a block. So let's look at part one. It starts with on the top end here, we have from the 4th to the 7th, then to the 12th. So, then to the 9th, to 7th, then to the 4th, so we have open, to the 4th, open, 4th to 7th, open, 5th, backslide to 4th, open. So then you have bass notes that fall in there, and I said they fall in unusual patterns. So you notice they were. So they're real unusual. You're going to have to listen to them really closely. You have that last little bit there. Then up to the 5th on the 2nd string. So it's slide from 3rd to 5th. Vibrato, backslide, open, 2nd string, pull off on 3rd at the 1st fret, to the 4th open. And then you have this little barrel house thing that we do. And it's kind of a shuffle, I guess. So, 2nd fret, 2nd finger, 5th string, 1st fret, 1st finger, 3rd string. And we have them open, and then fret them. And I play the whole guitar. So that's part one. So then now we go back and forth. So it's from the 4th to the 5th. And I use the 5th string as my bass on that. And then I'm at, for this turn chord here, I'm at the 1st fret on the 3rd string, and then the 2nd fret on the 4th string, 1st and 2nd fingers. Now we have, here's our turnaround that we use all through the song. And we have 1st finger, 1st fret, 3rd string. And we're going to use the 2nd finger at the 2nd fret, 5th string. So there's your lick. You've got a hammer on. So. And we're hammering on to the 4th string, 2nd fret. Open to the turn chord here. So which is your A chord, or A7. And that is 1st finger, 1st fret, 3rd string, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 4th string. That's part 1.